Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad, where we talk about all 32 teams in the NFL. And today we have this matchup between two AFC opponents. Some people may consider it a rivalry, some people may not. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers. On Monday Night Football, two winning teams fighting for playoff positioning. Currently the Ravens slightly behind Pittsburgh in the AFC North, with the Chargers having a bit of distance between them and the Chiefs in the AFC West, but they both hold wild card positioning. So the Ravens, they come away with a 30-23 road victory there. A very interesting storyline in this matchup, as it was between the Harbaugh brothers with John and Jim on opposite sidelines. And the Ravens, they came out, they executed, they played a high level game. Lamar Jackson did what he does, 16 of 22, 170 yards, two touchdown passes, also 8 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown there. For me, I think the pivotal moment in this game was the last drive of the first half for the Baltimore Ravens, where the Ravens, they face a 4th-and-1 inside their own 20-yard line, and they elect to go for it with Mark Andrews at quarterback, and they do a tush push. They convert it, and then in the last minute of the half, they drive down the entire field. They don't even need any timeouts, and Lamar Jackson, he hits that touchdown pass to Rashad Bateman to give the Ravens all the momentum in the world. They go into halftime at that point with a 14-13 lead. What were you thinking in that moment as you were watching that drive?
I was certainly thinking that it was a good call to make, honestly, Todd.
Certainly it was. I mean, I just couldn't believe the boldness that John Harbaugh had in his team inside their own 20 in the last minute of the half. Be like, yeah, we can get this, and we're gonna score, and then they do it. I mean, and from that moment on, you had to believe that the Ravens, they were gonna find a way to come out on top, and they did just that. I mean, just a very good game plan for the Ravens. Derrick Henry did his thing,
Yeah,
140
Derek.
yards.
Who's better, Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley?
The thing is, they're like polar opposites in how they do things. I mean, if you need like a big run, like to get like if you need like 5 yards, then Derrick Henry is probably your bell cow guy to get that. But if you need like a huge play, like maybe like even a swing pass or like a house call, I'd probably say Saquon's the guy. But they do things very differently. Derrick Henry more of a power back, well, Saquon Barkley's more of like an elusive speed type back that has more agility and acceleration. Not that Henry doesn't, but I mean, I'd say that Saquon Barkley's been slightly more valuable this year, but I'd say Derrick Henry, I mean, he's close second there, and there's no shame in that.
And obviously, the big moment when Justice Hill gets that explosive touchdown down the field, that was a key pivotal moment for the Ravens. That's really what got them going. The fourth-year player now out of Oklahoma State, Tad. Yeah, where would you rank Justice Hill amongst the running backs in the AFC? Probably the RB. Well, amongst the RB2s, right?
Yeah, a very, very interesting take. Looking at Justice Hill, I mean, he does what he does. He's a very good change of pace back. Now, he's more in the mold of like Saquon Barkley. I'm not saying he's as good as Saquon Barkley, obviously, so full stop there, but he has a similar play style is what I'm saying. But he's a guy that goes out there, he can execute like in passing plays, he can be a pass catcher, he can block on occasion. I'd say he's a fairly respectable RB2.
And then, of course, you also got guys like Zay Flowers. Yeah, Tad. I'd like to sincerely ask you, Zay Flowers out of Boston College, the second year pro. Where would you rank Zay Flowers amongst the wide receivers in the AFC? To me, I look at a guy like Zay Flowers, and I mean, he's a guy, he's a fun guy to watch. He's explosive. He makes big plays down the football field. He can be versatile at any moment. He's a change of pace wide receiver. Um, yeah, 57 catches, 789 yards, 4 touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, he's a very, very reliable wide receiver, in my opinion. I'd rank him pretty high.
Yeah, he's fairly reliable. I do want to seek some clarification on what you mean by change of pace wide receiver.
Like, he can go down the field. He can, he can do short slant routes. He can, run like bubble screen.
Yeah.
He can even, be versatile in the run game. I mean, he's a good
I see that. Yeah. Definitely. I definitely have a lot of respect for Zay Flowers. I'd say you could make a pretty good case that he's a top 10 wide receiver in his conference. Certainly top 15 without question.
Absolutely. So, yes, the Baltimore Ravens win this football game 30-23. And Tad, I'd like to know quickly, what is your take on them and their defense putting on a good performance to nonetheless win this game without their star linebacker Roquan Smith out?
Yeah, I mean, their defense did a fairly solid job. They limited the Chargers from doing a whole ton, especially in the run game. I mean, they held Herbert to 21 of 16 for 218, no touchdown, sacked him 4 times. They didn't give up much to to the run game, like I said, but yeah, just a very respectable performance. I mean, you got a lot of young players performing very well. Nate Wiggins had a big game with his 6 tackles, 2 pass deflections, very solid coverage. And then you have obviously their former all pro player making a big tackle. Of course, I'm talking about Justin Tucker, who did have 1 tackle in the game. So that was a key moment there. Kyle Hamilton, we know what Kyle Hamilton can do, one of the best safeties in the league. You look at the sacks, they had 4 sacks. Van Noy had a sack, Brandon Stevens, Owe, Josh Tupou. Some big plays there by the Ravens defense, really limiting the Chargers from ever having much of a groove.
Yeah. Yeah, and just the Ravens showing really who they were and what they were made of in this AFC late in that game. So they win 30-16. And yeah, next week for the Baltimore Ravens, they will be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. And yeah, Tad, where would you rank this rivalry amongst the NFL bird rivalries, amongst bird mascots?
Let's see. I mean, it's going to be a great game. I mean, you got 2 dual threat quarterbacks that can do it all. You got some of the best, the best 2 running backs in the game. You got some high quality receivers. The defenses can play some really quality line play. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm very excited for it. I think it should be a lot of fun. And then you also look at the Los Angeles Chargers, and they will be going on the road to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Justin Herbert versus Kirk Cousins. That honestly should be a good game. 2 teams that need wins for their playoff standings.
For sure.
I didn't really have any other final thoughts or takes on this game, sir.
Yeah, thank you all for watching the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad, where we cover all 32 teams. Please continue to like, subscribe, and follow our content throughout the NFL season and beyond.
Happy Thanksgiving.